Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona, where we have a brick and mortar store. And today we're going to talk about grade control and is it a real thing? But first, just a real quick pointer or two for y'all. What's coming up? The beginning of May, the first weekend in May, I will be at the Central State Show in Schaumburg, Illinois. Schaumburg, and we're going to have a fun time there. I hope to have my #1 seller with me, which will be our free pens, but we'll see. I don't know how much I can take on the plane. I'm just going to go and have a fun time with anyone. If you're within like a 5-hour drive, it's worth seeing that show. It is a 300 plus dealer show. It's really fascinating. You can spend a couple days there, and I would recommend spending at least a couple days there. Also, for those of you who don't know, we do have an eBay store, OPC Sales, and of course it's in our show notes. Anytime you see one of our videos, you can drop down you click on the title, it drops down, you can click on the link to our eBay store. And I'm pointing that out, even though most of the things that we have are on our website, the eBay store, we do pretty much every week throw up some like 1-cent sales of raw coins and interesting things just to have some fun, maybe get some deals for you guys. So there's always fun stuff going on. So from time to time, things that do not end up on our website end up on our eBay store, and with the 1-cent auction or buy it now or things of that nature. So having said that, thanks to everyone for joining us and for the support. And let's talk about grade protection, kind of the glass ceiling of grading coins. Is it a real thing or not? And this is something that I've had a lot of conversations with people about. And I think that there are some places in here where I think grade protection is a real thing and places where I don't. So what is grade protection? So basically, when you look at a population report or a coin, and in one grade it's very common, and then the next grade up it's like super hard to get. And I have some examples for you and some of the nuances to look at. First of all, I'm going to call out the 1925S Peace Dollar. So the 1925S Peace Dollar is a coin that in MS64, you've got about 3,300 graded. And pardon me, in 63 you've got about 3,300 graded. In 64 you've got 230. And in 65 you only have 56 of them in that grade. And this is just PCGS pop reports. I rounded the numbers a little bit for you. So you talk about a coin that goes from $550 in one grade to $18,000 in the next grade. And this is the type of coin that when I look at, and I see in the open marketplace, when I look at nice MS64 coins, it's very interesting to me to see the difference between those and the coins that I've seen graded MS65. And it seems to me that this is the type of coin that there is a type of grade protection on. So is this somehow nefarious? Is it designed to protect people? I don't think it's nefarious, but then again, you all think I'm Pollyanna, but I tend to just think that humans are kind of humans. So when they have the knowledge that 25S's are very hard to get, and by they I mean the grading companies, in MS65, if they didn't know that, I think you could see things change a little bit. But this is where I think it's grade protection. I think that you have a lot of MS64 coins that could be called MS65s, but are not because of the rarity of the MS65. It's something that is kind of grown up out of time. Now, this is something that's really different than a coin like an 1884S Morgan dollar, where from AU grades to uncirculated grades, you see huge price jumps, and you'll see huge population swings. So you have in AU 58, once again, this is just PCGS's pop reports, you've got over 1,400 coins graded, but uncirculated grades, you only have about 325. And for anyone who's been collecting coins a long time, and especially Morgans, you know how hard it is to actually get an actual uncirculated 1884S Morgan dollar. And so a little bit of this is about the experience that you have as a collector or a dealer over time to understand when these things actually exist as grade protection and when they don't. And so when you look at these things, if you look at a pop report, it doesn't always tell you when there's grade protection. So when you see a coin going from a very, very big pop to a very small grade from one grade to the next, it doesn't always mean grade protection. So that 84S, I think, is a really good example of a coin that is actually the coin. It's actually very, very tough to get. And so people get really concerned about this stuff because they think there's a whole lot of politics involved, and maybe there is, but what does it mean for you as the collector? So I think generally speaking, for the collector, I think it's important to have some idea of coins that are considered to have this kind of nuance going on, because I would generally advise that you buy that coin at the lower grade. So a 25S, don't try to get that 65. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. Of course, those are huge numbers, and most of us can't really afford to spend 20 grand on a single Morgan dollar or Peace dollar. So that's probably out of the conversation for a lot of us anyways. But, you know, just speaking about the market and the hobby, what's kind of practical for the collector? Now let's put this in kind of a reverse order and talk about a coin or coins that once you're in the marketplace for a long time and you see population reports that vary, you start to understand where there might be actually value in a coin that's harder to come by. In this, I wanted to talk about the 1914 D penny versus the 1909 SVDB penny, right? So this we almost have an inverse correlation where you have a coin with the SVDB in uncirculated grades. There's over 7,000 of them graded. And so if you look at an MS63 Brown, for example, it's roughly a $2,000 coin. The 1914 Denver Mint Lincoln Cent has less than 1,000 coins graded uncirculated by PCGS, and that same coin in 63 Brown is only $3,000. So one of the things that works into all of this stuff with pop reports is popularity. 1909 SVDBs are extremely popular coin. There are a lot of people who collect type coins who will pick an SVDB to be like their one Lincoln Cent that they're going to own. And so that's the type of thing where you see a market that always has really strong demand. Now, how are you going to learn this? How are you going to learn when you look at an 1894 Morgan dollar and an MS63? They've got, you know, almost 400 of them, and an MS65 there's only 16. I mean, you can just look at the pop reports, and anytime you look in the gray sheet and see like a huge jump and then go look at the pop reports, that'll give you some idea. But the reality is nothing really replaces experience. And so what's fun is for coin collectors and for any time you really drill deep, and for me when I meet guys who really drill deep into any given series, they already know this stuff. They know how rare a 1914 D penny is versus a 1909 SVDB. And so they can usually tell you right away just how difficult it is to locate. And they're a lot more likely to jump on a really nice 1914 Denver coin, cent coin, when they see it in uncirculated grade, because they know just how difficult it is to get. You know, I went through this when I was collecting Washington quarters, and I was looking for a nice uncirculated, I was putting together an uncirculated set back in the day, and I found out just how hard it is to come by a 1936 Denver coin. And that coin uncirculated actually has lower populations than 1932 Denver and 1932 San Francisco, which are the key dates. The key dates usually just means that they're the tough ones. But the 36D is really a tough coin to get, and so I really appreciated it when I finally got it. And any series is like that. I mean, when you get into it, there are coins that are much, much harder to locate than they are expensive in price. And this is what makes it fun. Like when you really get into a series and you start to realize just how nuanced every different date and mint mark combination is, whether it be their strike, their availability, just how scruffy or scuffy they come versus how brilliant they come. Do they come with proof-like? Do they not come with proof-like strikes? You know, do they come toned or not? That's actually a thing. You know, there are certain coins, for those of you who just watch, you know, toned coins, if you actually start paying attention to which dates are toned and which ones are not, there's actually nuance even in that market, you know, which is a completely different topic, it feels like. But then at the same time, there's nuance there, right? So anyway, guys, let me know your experience with this topic and let me know what you think about it. You know, grade protection, how real is it? Why does it exist? Does every coin that has a really big jump in it have grade protection or not? You know, you've got kind of my opinion to bounce off of here. But thanks so much for watching today. Please like, share, subscribe. As always, you can click on the owl button and you can watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Take care.